My name is Dr. Patrick Omon. I represent the entire people of the Torah Benin. I'm from Akwa Ibom State. Mr. Chairman, all due respect, let me give the indulgence to say that I do know this is Parliament, presided over by the chairman of the House Committee on Anti-Corruption and very eminent members of this committee. Let us be bound by the rules of this business. The very fundamental rule that we have as a rule of practice here in Parliament is that when a witness is invited to testify, the witness can only leave the point of testimony upon being discharged by the chairman. And so with due respect to the first witness that has been called, I want to move with the chairman that the witness so-called goes back to the point of testimony until he is discharged by at least the chairman of this hallowed committee. That is first. Then second, it is not the witness that sets the rule for Parliament. Parliament has its rule of practice. And so to that extent, it is from the chair that will determine the rules for this proceeding. It's the chairman that can discharge the witness, the chairman that sets the rules. So to that extent, Mr. Chairman, may I move with respect a motion that the first witness has called to testify be sworn, as it is the practice of Parliament. And then we'll take it up from there, Mr. Chairman. This is serious business, and this is not the first time we're having an investigative hearing. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I so move.
Point of order. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and distinguished colleagues. My name is Barrister Jesse Okejo Onakas. I represent the Nigerians, especially the habit of Lagos social reform. Mr. Chairman and the co-chairman and distinguished colleagues, by virtue of Section 88, sub B, this Parliament has the power to invite anyone and investigate any person. Therefore, it is an aberration for a witness to come before us and say he will not say nothing. Mr. Chairman, in line with the previous speaker, I insist, this time insists that the witness return back to the witness box and give a second. I hereby second it.
Dear colleagues, motion has been moved and seconded that Mr. Martins Vincent will come to the witness box and continue with his presentation. If you are in support, may you say aye? Aye. Those who are against say nay. The ayes have it. Mr. Vincent, please, can you return to the witness box? Barrister, we are not prepared. Mr. Vincent, let me address you. You are you don't have more to say here. All you need to do is to adopt the video you posted. That is just that. Just say it's you that posted that video and you are soft. We have the video already. Just say this video you posted it and this is the source. It's just the video. That's the only business you have here. Then we can ask you questions.
Very dark man. He's dark truly.
As I earlier said, my lawyer really wants to speak. I'm not saying anything.
Mr. Chairman, for yielding the floor to me. Mr. Chairman, I do not think that the gentleman here is taking this investigation very seriously. I think we need to move to the next level and get him compelled. He was the one that was invited. So if he came here with his lawyer, that is his own private business. He must talk to us, because Parliament has invited him, and I don't think we should accept it for him at all. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman, co-chairman, the honorable colleagues, our guests. Mr. Chairman, permit me to say this. I think you are taking this thing so simple, and that is why one of our guests is doing what he's doing. This is Parliament. We are not acting outside the Constitution that empowers us as a Parliament. It is bound on him, as you have called him that witness for us, to speak to us. Even adopting whatever he has submitted, it also has come from what he has said before adopting it. And also I want to add, for those who are yet to get there, it is your submission here that is fine. What you say is fine. And that should be abided by. If that is not taken, you can invoke the law of the House. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Honorable Chief Dr. Billy Famous Adesuwa Sawan. I represent the good people of Orion Modern Federal Constituency of Edo State. I'm very proud to meet you. Mr. Chairman, we have rules that guide us in the Parliament. Mr. Chairman, no one man can stall this proceeding. Mr. Chairman, now that we know the witness is on oath, I think at this point, Mr. Chairman, I want to move a motion that the witness refusing to answer to the Parliament is sergeant at arms should be called to arrest and detain the witness, because it's part of the powers we have to invoke. I so move, Mr. Chairman. Thank you. You need a second.
Let us, distinguished colleagues, the witness is still here. Maybe he may want to talk to us, because this is a Parliament. We have our rules here. You made these weighty allegations. You are supposed to lead this process. And I know that you talked well before you came public to make these allegations. So what I am saying is that you are still here on the witness box, and we expect you to address us. It is not your duty whether Bobrisky came here or not. That one concerns us. We also have our constitutional powers to subpoena him to come here. We have those powers. So you are not expected to dictate to us what we should do. So we expect you to talk to us, but where you refuse, we can invoke the constitutional powers we have here. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. If the press will allow me, I'd like to make a few comments, maybe to guide the proceedings and also assist parties before this committee. I have a background as a lawyer. I practiced for about 14 years, and I hold a doctorate degree in law. I also know that even in regular court sessions, the absence of the accused person's counsel, accused person himself, does not stop the prosecution from continuing the course of his business. And Parliament had issued hearing notices to parties, and parties are before us. Whoever is not before us, it is the business of Parliament to decide what to do. Whether to issue a bench warrant from here, or whatever it is. That is the business of the committee. In fact, the chairman of the committee, who presides over this session. And so I want to state here clearly, for avoidance of doubt, that in the event that the gentleman who is here as a witness refuses to respect the fully constituted committee of the House sitting in its place as another mandate of the National Assembly, pursuant to the relevant provisions of the Constitution, Parliament, according to the justice of this case. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Honorable Co-Chairman. I think it's important to emphasize for the witness to understand that the allegations that were made has caused this House to invite senior government officials that have come here. Members of the House of Reps are gathered here based on the allegations that were made. So I think it's important to emphasize that the witness needs to speak to these allegations on social media, to speak and let us understand how and why these allegations were made. You need to speak as a witness, as has been invited. Otherwise, this House will exercise its powers as members have said. Senior government officials are here. The Correctional Service, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, they are all here. So it's important that you speak to these allegations that you make.
All right. Can I
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and my distinguished colleagues. My name is Honorable Kelechi. Why we stepping here today? The gentleman here has already administered oath here, and we are elected by the people. We are not just here by our own. Our people mandated us to be here. And the House has directed that we must carry out with this investigation. We have investigated a lot of agencies, not just individuals. Where an institution like EFCC, prisons, have been mentioned, you can't sweep it under the carpet. It's like giving goats to look after, and the next thing somebody is telling you a story. So you are here already to testify. I would advise you, go ahead, give your testimony. Nobody should mislead you. People voted for us to be here. The powers of this House cannot be taken for granted, and we will not allow it. You will step in here and tell 360 members of the House of Representatives that you're not going to say anything.
If we do that, we must set good precedent for the parliament. So I want to beg you, the power belongs on us to protect the citizens and the institutions, which you also one of them, and these institutions are there. So I will plead to you to go ahead. Nobody should deceive you. And I want to plead with your lawyer. You see, we invited him, not you. You've been raising your hand. We are in charge here. Here, we are in charge. And I just want you to know that. So, you should allow your client. For here, we invited him here. Allow your client to testify. This is not, if you feel whatever we've done here, you are not okay with it. You have other rules to also express your, you have to appeal. So I hereby second the motion moved by my colleagues that the man should go ahead. Thank you.
All right, dear colleagues, if he needs the help of his lawyer to talk, let us allow you to say what you want to say. Let's hear you. Give him the microphone.
Sorry, sir.
Mr. Chairman, you can't speak from there. Basically, what he's saying is that the person who made all the allegations against the security agencies is not here. The person does not respect this house. That's what he's saying. Number two, I'm just echoing what we have discussed. Number two, he's saying that he has not said he's not going to speak. At least we came prepared. We came with almost everything that is needed by this committee here. We have even come with additional evidence that is not even available online. We have come with everything. So he's not saying, I don't want to assist the committee, I don't want to talk. He's saying because that person who should be here, who is not here, who has sent a lawyer to represent he or she, that he too is not going to talk directly, that he's going to talk to his counsel. That's just what he's saying, and nothing more.
In addition, I would like to say, the man from my state, he said, if I don't speak in details, I will be taking information to detain me. I will not mind being detained until I will not mind. Sorry, please. And also, in the voice note, Bobrisky said something about the godfather. So it's obvious that there's a godfather somewhere that might maybe told him not to come, and then nothing will happen because he has disrespected everybody here by not coming, and you are trying to force me to talk, and you are already throwing a little threat that you detain me. I will stay in the cell, and this is not my first time, it's not my second time. So I'll go and stay there until he's ready. But for now, I will not say anything. If I say anything, let me die.
It's okay. The Learned Council, we have taken note of the fact that Bobrisky is not here. It is on us to decide the next line of action, not on you. He has let us know that you came here prepared. Why don't you allow your client to make his speeches and adopt the documents and submit it? Yeah. Because let me tell you, excuse me. Excuse me. Order this. We didn't come here to play. We did not come here to play. That Bobrisky is not here. He is not the only person we invited. We invited EFCC, they are here. Members of the correctional services, they are here. There are other people who are also here. Even the prosecutor is here. The man you are accusing that withdrew the charges is here. It's not only Bobrisky.
the same people that are accused of collecting money and moving him from the medium prison to elsewhere, they are also here. So it's not only Bobrisky that is here. We can take you people today, take Commissioner, take EFCC. If Bobrisky did not arrive at the end of this section, we will also take a decision on it. So I don't think we should be begging or pleading with you people to take care of this, to talk on this. I don't think so. Chairman. We don't even want any legal representation here. Your client is here. He is here alive and body. So this controversy don't need to arise at all. Yes.
Chairman.
Mr. Chairman, honorable colleagues. Mr. Chairman, honorable colleagues. There's a saying where we come from that a clear conscience will ultimately fear no accusation. I see no reason why an adaptation of his documents, both online and the additional ones which you have said you have brought, cannot be made. But to make a mockery of the House, I say you will not speak, and if you speak, you will die. It's not civil, which I expect us all to be at this point. We are not prosecuting you. We are trying to find out and get to the root of this very heinous and serious allegations made to state officials. So, my brother, the council, I implore you to speak to your clients to do the ground or Bobrisky, whether he, she, it is not here. It is irrelevant. Because when he, she, whatever is going to be spoken to, if he's not here, then we will have to do that issue there. The Economic Crimes Commission is here, the correctional services are here. So let us move forward, dear brother. Thank you. Mr. Chairman.
Shift, eh?
Mr. Chairman, Mr. Co-Chairman, it seems we are joking about this matter. I can see people even clapping and smiling and laughing. The image of this country is at stake. If our anti-corruption agency is being called to question, our custodian centers are being called to question, we should take this matter very seriously. And the young man there who made this revelation is trying to become sentimental. The house is being put to question. The house is being once again put to public domain and court. I will advise my colleagues, I have a minority view to whether we are arresting him or not, that Bobrisky, who is the center of this matter, should be properly addressed so that we do not send a wrong signal. Already Bobrisky is claiming to be untouchable. He's claiming to be untouchable. He has put the EFCC in bad light. He has put the correctional state services in very bad light. And this young man, even though his speech is very is unbecoming, I do not support the way you have spoken here, but let this young man not use us to shine. We must do the proper thing. Bobrisky should be addressed, issues should be addressed properly. If a man says I talked about Bobrisky, and the Bobrisky is not here. Please, I want him to be here so that you hear what I will say. Bobrisky should be brought here. Please, my dear colleagues, let's not.
Is it as a motion?
I'm saying as a caution. If you want me to move it, it will be. If it's a motion, I thereby move that Bobrisky. Okay, I'm not there.
We are not honorable. We have noted what we have said. Order, please. Order, please. We have noted what you have said. Nobody amongst us here is saying that because Bobrisky did not come here today, that he or she will not come here. What we are saying is that we are not there yet. We have our order here. When it gets to him and he is not here, we will also deal with that. So that is what we are saying. So, council, yes, can you confer with him so that he can make presentation and tender whatever you have to us? Council, are you okay now? Yeah, so can we proceed? Order, please. Can we proceed? Can we proceed?
All right. All right, can I go on to speak? So, initially I said my speak, let me die, I will not die. So, I will just go on to... Now, in the video I posted online, I explained everything. For the people that saw the video, it was very detailed. How I got hold of that recording is as a result of Bobrisky blackmailing somebody he owes money. So, according to the story and according to the evidence, that's a proof of chat that was sent to me. The person borrowed Bobrisky 4 million naira when Bobrisky was in the EFCC detention, or rather, in the private apartment lodge. The person gave him the money on the 19/6/2024. The person gave him the money, 4 million naira. It was transferred to this account number 0496411279. Abiola Okuneye, and as you know, Bobrisky's name is Okuneye, so apparently Kuda Bank. So apparently it's his brother's account. So when it was time to get the money back, according to the story the guy told me and the evidence I saw, he told Bobrisky he wanted that money to complete his bill in Lagos. So that was why I borrowed him the money. So it was now time to pay. From the receipt I have here, he sent him a message, Bobrisky refused to respond. Sent him another one after like a few days, Bobrisky also refused to respond. When Bobrisky eventually responded, Bobrisky said, I'm going to give you the money in 19th September. So September 1st, the guy reached out to Bobrisky again, Bobrisky refused. And the next thing that followed it was blackmail. He said, I'll tell them that you are smooshing me and you are kissing me. So the guy felt very, very somehow because he felt like he was not going to get his money. God so kind, there's a very dark man that has the platform to call out the people that owes money and don't pay. So a friend of mine who is very popular contacted me and he said, VDM, see what's going on. And I said, okay, no problem. If you have the seat, send it. Then when he sent it, now I'll say something here. When he sent it, immediately I made a video, a first video, and I said, Bobrisky, I'm giving you 4 hours to pay back. Then he started begging the guy. Now, what I'm about to say now, my lawyer does not even know. Now, he started begging the guy. Then he paid. Immediately, he paid. So when I listened to the audio, I said, nah, even though you pay, this has to go there out there. But EFCC cannot go around harassing some boys, young boys, and somebody with a godfather will be pulling stones. I was detained in the prison. My very good friend, Sean Kuti, was detained as well. A lot of boys are inside the prison. Bobrisky is not any way better than them. So I didn't see any reason why I should keep the audio. I kept the receipt of his payment, which he paid that day. He paid that day. So immediately I got it, I just smiled. So he was actually good. But here's the thing, Bobrisky didn't know that this guy recorded everything. But because Bobrisky, obviously I have the platform here, he understands how I roll. So he quickly paid, but I said, no, it has to go there. Now, I need to verify something about Femi Falana and the Falana chambers. But apparently right now, some people are taking advantage of what is going on to target Femi Falana. And I would like to still say here now that I apologize to him for the dent on his name. But however, it's so sad that his name was inside that audio. I could not believe it as well. That was why that was the part that even irritated me more, which I said I refuse to believe that it will be part and party to something like that that would make people take somebody out of prison and to get a pardon. So here I have the recording. I have one part. I can't give you guys the whole part, but I don't know if Bobrisky Godfather is here. So go there and repeat. So I'll give you one part of it. Then maybe when another time I can give you the complete audio. Furthermore, if he denies that one, I have another one that he does not even know about. So I am very, very ready. The reason why I wanted him to be here, I wanted to be looking directly into his eyes so that he will understand that Nigeria is not for the godfathers. Yes, Nigeria is not for the godfathers. I will not allow corruption. If I see a secret about you, Oga, I will tell. Oga, even you that say you put me outside, inside me, I will tell, especially you. I will tell. And I'm being very, very honest. I will not fear anything. I'll put it out there because Nigeria has gone down. Now, I will implore you people to actually do the right thing because the judiciary system is messed up so bad. It's messed up so bad. People have to save your face. I believe a lot of EFCC members are here. So everybody need to save yourself.
It's okay. It's okay. Can we? Can you take that? Can you take that? Can you take that? Can you take that? What you have to the clock? Hello? The clock. Can you stand next to the clock? You.
Does he have a written speech? Does he have it rights?
Alright, so this is
Okay.
So I'm giving you the flash that contains the best audio recording of about 5 minutes 36 seconds. And then I'm giving you the first receipt or transaction the guy made to Bobrisky. Also some part of the charts, and then the return of the money, which was on Tuesday, September 24th, on Tuesday, just few 6 days ago. Then the chart acknowledging when he was disturbing the guy that he wants to refund immediately after he saw my video. And then, yes, the charts. And the chart where he blackmailed the guy. There's a particular place where he blackmailed the guy. The chart also asking for the money. As a reminder, I would even like to read one part for September 4th. He said, Jeff, obviously, this is a reminder for the return of the loan amount of 4 million naira as agreed. The due date for the return is September 1st. Mind you, this September 1st, it was Bobrisky that gave him the date. Then he said, kindly use the attachment account details to send the refund. Then he sends the account number. So because he didn't get it, he came to you. So I will read the part of the blackmail that's made. Yes, I would like to verify that the guy said it's not date. I don't know, I don't live with him, but he has it. He said it's not date. Okay, so this part, after requesting, sorry. So this part, the guy went on saying things like, I helped you when you needed help. When it's time to pay me back, I will pay you. Say, when you kiss me and smoosh me, did you give me any money? Are you mad? Your visit to Nigeria that you kissed me in Lagos, did you give me anything? I didn't ask you for money. No, because I am fucking okay. If not EFCC, you think I'm going to ask you for money? Does that mean it's because of EFCC? So if not EFCC, do you think I'm going to ask you for money? You are typing all this message to someone, help you post flyers without collecting anything from you. Wow. Go ahead and call me out. I will respond to you on IG. You know I am shameless and I don't care. You will get your money, I have your account. I don't want to look like someone that is ungrateful. But threatening me that you give me 24 hours is the height of it. I am waiting for you to post or call me out. So apparently the guy told him he was going to tell me. So these are the evidence I'm going to present for now. Additionally, after this, there's a second one and there's a third one.
Okay. Dear colleagues, do you have any? Yes. Okay. I will just need. He has received it. The clerk has received it. let's take, you have received the clerk. I think he has mentioned all of them. It's listed. It's listed. So can we take one or two questions before he goes out? Okay.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman, respected colleagues, our guests here present. My name is Kafila Tobara. I represent Koshofe Federal Constituency and from Lagos State, the Center of Excellence. Honestly, I can't believe I'm sitting in this house because of, as an individual, I'm speaking as an individual now, because of the publicity or a very dark man. Because this house has very, very important things to do. In fact, a lot of us have like 3-4 meetings holding somewhere else that are supposed to be attended. But we are here because of our institutions that have been mentioned in the matter. And then we have somebody come here that saying that we will die. And you are finally spoken. And we are happy that you have spoken. Before now, we are supposed to have had all the necessary documents, even before we came here. I called the clerk now to ask him that what documents do we as committee members have to work with before we even came here in the first place. We don't have any documents here to work with, and we are just collecting the documents here now. This is very, very untidy. And our institutions that are here, we need them to defend themselves. There are a lot of fake news in the air, and I'm also aware that Bobrisky has sued for ₦1 billion, claiming that the voice note is AI generated. Whatever it is, we don't have by the Bobrisky lawyer that is here. What is the reason why Bobrisky is not here? Is there any serious reason why he or she is not here? Is it sick or what? So we need to know. So please, I want to appeal that the aspects that concerns our institutions should be addressed. Let us know where we are going. We have very serious matters to attend to. Thank you very much.
Mr. Chairman, I have a question. Mr. Chairman, honorable colleagues, I really don't know if you have been ever represented for the constituency and from various states. Mr. Martins, that's all. I listened to you, though you didn't die after you spoke. And I pray you will not die. Amen. Such negative things will not come out of your mouth again. While you were speaking, I was listening to you. I was trying to ask myself, where is that evidence that is really connecting the security agencies or this institution? Because from your narration, I discovered that it's just a mention of, oh, he said this and that said it. Though at the final stage, you said that you have second phase, third phase, probably fourth phase document to submit. I really wanted to establish for us the connection that brought about this corruption that was highly mentioned, especially at the EFCC and that of the correctional center. That is where the first question is. And also, I was said here, let me tell you, if some of these things is not verified, there might be also that they have tried to sue the lawmakers. And this will not be taken lightly because for some of us that are seated here, we are here to defend our country and this honorable institution. So I really need you to throw light to tell us what is the connection, these two agencies. I really want to know what is really your evidence to that, some of those things that have been asked. Thank you.
All right. This is the main reason why I said, well, this should be here. I think now you understand why. This question is supposed to be for Bobrisky. He was the one that used his own mouth. He has the experience. He went to the prison. He was the one that moved. He was the one that said he took him to a special prison. It is not me. You can't ask me that. I'm sorry, sir. So, The evidence, you can get it, I'll break it down. The account number he used when he was in detention, because according to him, he said it here, if not for EFCC, meaning his own account was really closing. So he used his brother's account. So the account should be investigated. All the money that went in and went out of it should be investigated to actually get the evidence that you need. Also, why this is actually believable for me, there was money laundering charges, everybody knows it. From nowhere, no more money laundering charges. There was. From nowhere, it disappeared. Why? That makes sense to me. That was why I said, okay, this is what it is. So thank you very much.
Dear colleagues, let us not be in the haste. Let us not be in the haste on this issue. We will be listening to EFCC. We will be listening to leaders of the Nigerian Correctional Services. When we must have listened to all these people, this thing will start making sense to you people. His own is clear. If you have watched the video, he is not the person speaking in the video or in the audio. So, it's the allegations we had in the audio. That is what we are investigating. He has tendered it, if I am correct. He has tendered it and we have accepted it. It is our duty to investigate to the letter of these allegations. Even we will involve even the network providers. I can assure you that we will get to the root. The issue of whether he was detained in the medium or maximum, we are also going to listen to these people here today. So let us not rush some of these things. If we have any other person who wants to ask questions to him, so that let him take his questions, we can bring the next people to this place.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I think at this point it's important to establish one thing, and so that we don't misunderstand ourselves outside the precincts of Parliament. The essence, I moved the motion first and foremost. My name is Dr. Patrick Umo. I moved that motion for this investigation to be carried out. Now, the investigative hearing is premised on the fact that there are two principal institutions created by acts of Parliament. The first is the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, and the second is the Nigerian Correctional Service. And as an institution of Parliament, we have a duty to protect the image of our country. And it is just not enough. It is not just enough for us to fold our arms and watch either the veracity of what is said or the propaganda against our institutions. And so it is this kind of investigative hearing that will expose the veracity, the correctness or otherwise of what is on ground. As a Parliament, we are not here because of Bobrisky or very damn man. We are here because two principal institutions of the Federal Republic of Nigeria are affected, and that is the EFCC and the Correctional Service. And again, this is not to prejudice whatever investigations we are going to do. This is also to send a signal to the media community, because we are in very rough times that mere statements made against institutions such as the EFCC or the Nigerian Correctional Service can bring down the country. Whatever this means, this is the point to go with. If we allow mere propaganda to thrive without having this kind of investigative hearing, then we're in trouble in our country. And so this is why we have this investigative hearing. It's not about it's not about very dark man or Bobrisky. We are not interested in your private affairs. And again, like I said, not to prejudice whatever investigations we are carrying out. My learned friend knows, and many other lawyers who are here know, that he who assets must prove. The onus is on him to prove. So that is the weight of the evidence. When you assert, you must prove, because you are the one who has brought this to the fore. That's one. And then two, my learned friend also knows that a prosecution in regular court cases can amend charges, can withdraw, can drop charges. In fact, that is why it is in law allowed for even the Attorney General to enter and only proceed with. So that's the law. So we are not there yet, but I'm just, that's why I said I don't want to say to prejudice anything. But then be that as it may, gentlemen, please, I am protected by the chairman. Be that as it may, you have evidence to tender. You should have the confidence of Parliament. Most of us who are here, listen, most of us who are here because we are representing the conscience, the collective conscience of Nigeria. And for most of us to spend time to sit down and participate in this hearing, we are interested in this country. Now, when you tender documents in part, you're not helping this investigation. But if you tender your documents properly and in full, we will mark them accordingly and then take the other parties or the other witnesses we will call accordingly. And it will help us in our investigation. You tender in part, your lawyer knows you are not helping this investigation. And then you have no discretion as far as tendering of documents is concerned. Counsel, please, I'm talking. You don't confuse me. You don't have discretion whatsoever before Parliament to pick and choose what document to tender. We will foreclose you if you cannot tender all your documents and move to call the next witness. Thank you very much.
All right, sir, you see the reason why I refuse to tender everything I have. You heard what the woman said.
Bobrisky have said that it is AI. They have showed the video.
Hold on, you understand? They're already calling it AI. Now, the good part I have proves that it's not AI. You see the point? I know why I did that. You understand? Because if she is concluding, she was sounding as if she's Bobrisky's lawyer, saying Bobrisky have said it's AI. You see, you 1 million. Do you understand? So this is why I would not tender it.
Order, please. Order. Dear colleagues, I think, okay, let us take the last speaker on this so that we can go to the next step.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, in as much as this investigation is aimed at getting to the roots of the matter to address those hefty allegations against an institution, I want to call on very that we must respect this one. We should respect this house to feel meaningful and I want you to withdraw the statement on addressing how she speaks and all of that. It's very disrespectful and she should be that on the side. Mr. Chairman, a lot of speakers have spoken and that this investigation is not about burying that man or Bobrisky. That's true. There are some as you cannot take them out of it because they are principal actors. What I want us to understand principally is there was an allegation, and that allegation stemmed from that own record. So whatever we do here, if we don't listen to that record, I think we are leaving the crux of the matter. So I urge us to allow the media to lay that record for us to listen to it, and then from there we take what we do.
Excuse me, please. Very dark man, Mr. Marcus. Can you withdraw? You made two statements. One against your brother from Edo, and the other one against Honorable Kafilat. Can you withdraw it so that we can proceed?
withdraw the statements made to our elder statesman of the state. I'm very sorry, sir. And Mama, I'm also very, very sorry. And I reserve. Thank you very much.
The audio. I think I posted that audio on our platforms. And I posted that audio day before yesterday to allow members to listen to it, so that I don't think there is a different audio he has. And he has submitted it. Hello?
A different audio, but there's more to the audio. So I gave you what I actually brought here. I'm not sure if I brought the complete one, but what I have here is what you have heard. It's actually an 11 minutes, over 11 minutes audio, but I broke it down, posted it out, and then there's another one. So, but yes, but it portrays the same thing, but at least it's a better proof. So wait here.
Okay, can we allow him to go and sit down? Please go and sit down. Clark, who's the next person?
In absence of Mr. Okuneye Idris Olarewaju, Mr. Okuneye Idris Olarewaju, aka Bobrisky. Mr. Okuneye Idris Olarewaju, aka Bobrisky. Mr. Okuneye Idris Olarewaju, aka Bobrisky.
Dear colleagues, I don't think it's in the culture of this parliament to have legal representations in issues like this. So we are not going to accept legal representation. Like I said before, when we get to every stage, we address it. This is the time now for us to address the issue of the absence of Mr. Idris. Yeah. You said? Okay, legal counsel, can you tell us why he is not here?
Mr. Chairman, sir, I want to apologize for the absence of my clients. But I also want to state something on record. The institution of this party.
Why is he not here?
Excuse me.
Order, please. Order, please. Order, please. No, order, please. Let's hear him. Let's hear him. Go straight to the point, please.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Okuneye is all that we were. Use your mic. But I came in from Lagos this morning to show respect to the committee. Now, the issue of
It's okay. That's okay. No. It's okay. He's not here.
Which violation
Rejection. They rejected the lawyer.
Dear colleagues, please. Order, please. Order, please. Dear colleagues, we have heard from Mr. Idris' lawyer that he is not feeling fine. I will now open the floor for our members to react to it.
Mr. Chairman and my distinguished colleagues, please let me address people at the back here. Hello? Now listen to me. Giving you privilege to be here doesn't mean you should be part of what we are doing. You need to control yourself. This is a serious matter. You don't stay there and contribute to what we are doing here. So you allow us here for this serious investigation we are doing. So I wouldn't take that again from any of you. I think one of my colleagues wants to speak.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Once again, my name is Honorable Grace Ponta, and I represent the good people of the East and West Federal Constituency in United States. Mr. Chairman, the attorney that has come to represent Bobrisky has just told us that he is not here because he's indisposed, correct? He said he's not feeling well, not so. Do you have any letter from the doctor or medical report? So that you should have said it. For you to have come here and given all that kind of excuse, you should have been accompanied with a medical report to say that he's so unwell that he cannot be here. So please, when next we invite him, we hope he will be well by that time. Thank you.
My positive chairman, honorable colleagues, our guests and gentlemen of the press, my name is Honorable Engineer Dominic Ifeanyi. I know that our letter was addressed specifically to Bobrisky. The council, can you give us a letter from you? Because anybody can come here and claim that it's a council. Is there any letter you have here to confirm to us that you're actually representing the authority letter you have for him? Thank you.
Colleagues, since he is not here, I will crave your indulgence for us to invite him the next time. Yes. Carry. We are going to invite Mr. Okunenye Idris in our next hearing. The next person back.
May I humbly invite Michael Benson and Nukwa. He is the DCG in charge of the Medium Security Custodian Center, Nigerian Correctional Services. Michael Benson, please. Chairman, can I proceed, sir? With the Bible or Quran? I. Say after me, please. I. You mention your name.
Michael Benson, Deputy Controller of Corrections. Do solemnly swear. Do solemnly swear. And the evidence I shall give before the committee shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. No evidence.
Mr. Chairman, with your great permission, I'll yield the microphone to Mr. Michael, please.
Mr. Chairman. Hello. Mr. Chairman, honorable members of the House, the distinguished Controller General of Operations, Chairman of the EFCC, very senior colleagues, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good evening. My name is Michael Benson Anova, Deputy Controller of Corrections and the officer in charge, Medium Security Custodial Facilities in Kirikiri, Lagos. I stand here to defend that Idris Okuneye Olarewaju was interred into the Nigerian Correctional Facility Medium Security Custodial Center in Lagos on the 12th of April with a valid warrant and a transfer order from Ikoyi Medium Security Custodial Facility. The warrant was endorsed to me by the Deputy Controller of Corrections in charge of Ikoyi facility on the same day of his conviction. This is the warrant, and I believe strongly is attached to the documents that we have submitted to the committee. The biometrics of Idris Okuneye Olarewaju was taken the next day because the time he came was around 10:30 p.m. So we could not do the biometrics on that day. So we did the biometrics on the 13th of Hello. On the 13th of April 2024, I want to get the biometric question. This is the biometrics picture of capturing of Idris Okuneye Olarewaju on admission on the 13th of April 2024 at Medium Security Custodial Center in Lagos. During the time that he spent at Medium, because Idris spent 10 days at Medium facility in Lagos. 10 days. He spent 10 days, 12th to 22nd. Idris Okuneye Olarewaju refusing to eat prisons or corrections ration, decided to apply for self-feeding. Self-feeding is approved in our laws, and this is a photocopy of the approval application for self-feeding where he nominated. I'll get the original for you. The original is also here.
So the application for self-feeding was approved, and Idris Oguneye, had nominated 2 persons that will bring in his food to the facility within the period he was there. The persons he nominated were Oguneye Abiola, and Moji Oguneye Abiola, and Moji Oguneye. Then his health screening was done. During the admission, we discovered that Idris had a peculiar features that can not allow us to put him in the general apartments.
What are the peculiar features? Features, please.
Idris Oguneye Olarewaju, though male, had some female features like a breast. He has a breast. Yes. This is the medical examination done by the facility's medical practitioner, a qualified doctor, Dr. Ifeoma Popaloba. In this, we have the admission board had to enter into a meeting to discuss on the best practices and the best way to manage it. Then we arrived at the conclusion that we have to put him in a protective custody, which we did. And he spent his time at Medium, the 10 days, in our B ward room 2. B ward room 2 of the facility. And alone in that particular room. Why we did that is that because we have to abide by the international best practices and according to our laws. If you look at the Corrections Act, chapter 21A, you find out that we have to abide by the international human rights as approved by the United Nations. And because of the United Nations Act, that chapter 21A of the Corrections Act, and also chapter 13 of the Corrections Act, 1A, I to V. 1A, I to V. The section 13, 1A, I to V, where we have to look at certain features of an inmate before we use a particular management style. Corrections management is not done on social media. It's not done on the pages of the newspaper. It is a professional job done by well-trained officers for corrections management. And everybody, notwithstanding that our laws maybe have not actually recognized the issue of someone being a transgender, but we have to protect him. His rights are sacrosanct. His rights is important for us to protect. And that is why we don't have to, if we throw him into a general cell, before the next morning they'll bring out a dead body. Because there are a lot of people there who are convicted and are standing trial for rape and even sodomy. So we cannot allow that. If we had allowed that to happen, the same public that are clapping for VDM and Bobrisky today will begin to cast aspersions on the Nigerian Correctional Service for not managing Bobrisky well.
Now, during the time that Bob spent at the Nigerian Correctional Facility, Medium Security Custodial Center, Kirikiri, Lagos, Idris Oguneye Olarewaju had a total of 39 visitors. 39 visitors. I have the record here. And the visit form that we have, we designed, that we use, the visit form has position for the name of the visitor, the visit date, the visitor's address, visitor's phone number, visitor's occupation, the name of the inmate that that is to receive the visit, a relationship with the visitor, and the inmate's consent. Before you see an inmate, the inmate will have to consent that he or she wants to see you. So after filling the form, on 13th April 2024, Idris Oguneye Olarewaju had 6 visitors. Abiodun Oguneye, Kayode Oguneye, Adebolo Oguneye, Abiola Oguneye, Bukola Oguneye, and Mrs. Moji Oguneye. These are the 6 that visited on the 13th. On the 14th, he had 1 visitor, the legal counsel, Barrister Nike Goncaves. All these people, their addresses and phone numbers are here.
Please, spare us of those things.
Okay. Yes. So, and the visitors that came, all their biometrics are here tendered. I think we have tendered it to the chairman or to the body. So, on the whole, he had 39 visitors that visited him. And that was 13th to 21st. Those who came in. Yeah. Then on the 21st, I, Michael Benson, and the Deputy Controller of Corrections, took permission from my command controller to travel to our Corrections Academy at Ijebibo to write my command course exam, which was to come up the next day, 22nd. So, and the Idris visits, I handled it personally. So, on the 22nd, I was not available at the facility. I went to Ijebibo. When my controller put a call across and told me that he is moving into Maximum on security, for security reasons. He's not supposed to tell me. He's a command controller. But he gave me that respect and called me to tell me that look at. I said, no problem, sir. Go ahead. And he was moved to Maximum on the 22nd of April 2022. So the account I gave is what happened at Medium between 12th and the 21st of April 2022. Thank you, sir.
We have, yes, we'll take it one by one, please. We have listened to him. I understand that what category of people do you keep at the medium security, and what category of offenses do you keep at maximum?
Thank you, sir. As the name implies, medium security, mostly the people we keep at medium security custodial center are mostly minor offenders and first offenders as well. So it's sometimes that we have, because of overflow of the big custodial centers that manage big offenders, that they bring some of those big offenders to medium, to give space.
Was there an overflow? Because I want to know the reason why you should take somebody who just committed an offense of abuse of naira to maximum security, where you give people who committed maximum capital offenses. Because I want to know, because it's at this point that we need to trace this allegation of the fact that he was kept outside the prison environment. Because I want to know why he was moved from the medium to the maximum. What is the reason?
Okay, sir. The reason is, one, there was social media hype because Idris' friends and some family members donated chairs, 21 plastic chairs, to the visit area environment that they have the inconvenient chairs. Chairs were not enough. So when they come to visit sometimes, when they come to visit sometimes, they discover that there is lack of chairs. So they went and donated chairs and both wrote the name of Idris Oguneye Olarewaju as the donor. Then the next minute it went viral on social media, sensing that this may cause security breach. The controller took action.
Who moved him? Who moved him?
I was not present.
Excuse me, are you trying to say that until now, even when you came back, you don't know who moved him?
No, I said my command controller. People need to understand our hierarchy. We have a hierarchy.
Yeah.
We have a controller general.
That's what I'm saying. Who moved him?
The state command controller is in charge of the whole of Lagos State. He can move into any facility. Is it the state controller that moved him? Yes, it's the state controller, sir.
Good. I hope you have cameras around the premises, CCTV, around the premises of the prisons, the correctional facility.
Sir, medium. No.
You don't have cameras.
The medium we don't have.
Excuse me. Do you have cameras in the maximum?
The maximum we have. The medium we don't have.
Can you tender cameras from when he came into the maximum and also when he left the maximum?
I'm not the officer in charge, man.
No, the question is a general question because they are listening. Because we want your leadership to give us a footage of the CCTV of when Bobrisky came into the maximum and when he hit the maximum. Secondly, like you have tendered the visitors room book, how they visited him in the medium. We also want to have the visitors, I hope you came with it, how he was visited, visitors register, how he was visited when he was in the maximum.
Sir, we want to respect the officer in charge maximum is here. I think
he's coming aboard. So I'm done. Okay, let's start from here.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for leading the floor. My brother, from what you have said, it is very, very obvious that you treated Bobrisky as a high-profile inmate, not so. The question I want to ask you, you have told us here.
Sorry, sir. You asked me a question, but you answered it.
No, I'm not done. Please, still have the floor. You told us that Bobrisky has a very special feature, not so, that he will not get breast. Or he has breast, not so.
And hips as well.
And hips, yes. No problem. So did you, when you were entering his details, was he classified as a woman? Yes or no?
So we don't have right.
No. Was he classified? He's a mayor as well. So what was the business telling us that because he has breast, he has nyash, that his face has to be treated in a different way. That's number 2 question. Number 3 question, let me finish please. Number 3 question. You also did mention to us that they were bringing his food from outside. Correct? He was not eating the prison food. Not food like that. Yes. The food was coming from us. Okay. Is it allowed by law? Yes, sir. What if they had poisoned the food and he dies in their poison? What would have happened? We have our rules. Okay. Thank you very much. That's all I have for you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Officer, please, you go back to the day you accepted Mr. Okune into your custody. You showed us a picture of acceptance. I'm sure there was a paperwork. Anytime you are meeting an inmate, there is a paperwork that usually accompanies that. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Please, can you show us that paperwork? Why you are looking for that, sir? Sir, is it the tradition that an inmate in custody can actually make donations while they are in custody?
Thank you. That was the wrong aspect. That was the reason why the controller had to intervene.
No, sir. My question is it the donation was made? Sir, hold on, please. Is it yes or no? Is it the tradition that an inmate in custody can make donations while they are in custody? No. All right. So then going to my other question. Are you listening, sir? Okay. So, do you have the discharge letter? Usually when you are moving an inmate from a medium security post to a maximum, I want to believe there's usually a discharge letter. Is that correct?
It's available.
You have that?
Yes, this is the file we call transfer of prisoners. If you look at
Sir, do you have it? Okay, Mr. Chairman, I have requested for 2 documents. The first one is the paperwork the day he was admitted, and the second one is a discharge letter the day he was moved from that medium security, and you have an admittance letter when you took him to the maximum. I have all that. Okay, Mr. Chairman, I'm requesting for that as well. And officer, now, don't you think the donation of those checks would have influenced the movement of Mr. Okuneye from medium to maximum?
That was what influenced this.
No, don't you think that would have influenced? Because when we talk about corruption, yes, that an inmate donating to the correctional facility. Now, I asked before, you said no, it's not a tradition. But yet you received it and you accepted it. Sir, I want to tell you, and you wrote, hold on, sir. The chairs even came with his name imprinted on them, correct? I was not the one that received it, sir. I told you that I traveled. Sir, you are representing your institution. Yes. Sir, are you representing your institution? You are old, sir. Be careful. I know. So if you are old, be careful what you say.
Remember that I said I went for exam on the 21st. After the first visit, it was there that I was told that this year's thing. And it was
sir, are you speaking on your personal capacity or you are speaking on behalf of your institution?
I'm speaking in my personal capacity.
So who is going to speak on behalf of your institution, sir? I hope you know why you are here.
Sorry, sir.
My controller is here. Okay. All right. So, well, let me finish the questions. Mr. Chairman, I've requested for those documents, and I wish they will be submitted. I want to give back. Thank you very much.
This issue. Good afternoon. I have really one question, but it can be cascaded to another one. My colleague here has spoken about how when someone moves, this is what is done. But that is him assuming he knows your procedure. So can you, as a deputy controller general, outline the deputy controller, can you outline your procedures and steps when you are moving an inmate for them? As on one hand. Then, on the other hand, you said in your statement that you, after inspecting the inmates, you were conflicted whether a man or woman. So, you moved him, you separated him. Those were your words. So, you separated him. Was it in that same facility? Did you put him in a separate room, or do you have room for people where you're not sure what they are? So if you can answer that question for me, sir, and then also explain to me the process of detailed process of transferring an inmate. Thank you.
Okay. The transfer of an inmate from a facility to another facility issues from the state controller, the command controller. He will give his authorization in writing. And when you receive the authorization, you write your own transfer letter to the next facility where the inmate is going. There is 2 forms that we complete that will accompany the letter, Form 5 and Form 5A. Those 2 forms, you send it to state controller to sign it. When the state controller signs out Form 5 and 5A, you come to your facility and keep the Form 5 as the evidence of the movement, and use the Form 5A and your letter to carry the inmate to the next facility. When you get to the next facility, there's what we call body receipt. Body receipt will be issued to you by the records officer in that facility to accept that they receive this particular inmate. All those documents are submitted. Thank you, sir. The documents are attached to the annexes that are submitted to the house. The operational manual is not there. We can submit that one in.
It's okay.
Thank you. I just have a simple question, officer. You did tell us that when he came in, and you did find out that you don't know where to put him, whether a man or a woman, that you had a meeting, emergency meeting. Can you furnish us with the minutes of that meeting, the people that attended that meeting, and how the resolution was taken, in line with the procedure of Correctional Act? Want the minutes of that meeting, those that participated in that meeting, and the resolution that informed that decision. That is one. Secondly, you made mention that you moved into B1. B1.
Yes.
What are the facilities in that B1? B
is B.
B1.
B was B.
Thank you.
Precious one. Can I answer the question, sir? Okay. The admission of inmates to the facility is done by a board, and that board is called admission board.
The admission board is chaired by the officer in charge. The members of the admission board include the record officer, the in-charge welfare, the in-charge medical, and the caterer. Most other ad hoc members may be the in-charge industry or workshop, as the case may be. So during that period, we may not have a detailed minutes of meeting where we decided it has to be this. We have to talk to each other. I am the officer in charge of the facility, and remain the officer in charge. So I won't be there. Like the Igbo say that no elder should not be at home and they go to give birth while he's tied on the rope. I will not be there because I want to please the public. I break the law of the land. During admission, there's what we call classification of inmates. During classification, you classify by offense, you classify by sex or gender, you classify by age, you classify by inherent health challenges, and some other factors that we consider. Now, in the case of Idris Ogunleyola Adewaju, it was peculiar. And we have to take a peculiar decision to attack a peculiar situation. And the decision we took was, this is a block of cell of small rooms. Everybody in his own room, each of those rooms have a toilet inside of it. So, which means, he can stay here. Additional measure that I took is that I posted a staff to be stand by on that particular place. Each time, if you bring our duty roster, you see it. We moved the staff who was there for the whole 10 days that Bob spent in media.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I'm still speaking with my voice, Kapila Tobara from Lagos State. I have just one question. It is understandable that because of his sex, whether male or female, they may be confused as to where they will be. But my question is this: was he at any time, when he's supposed to be in your custody, outside the prison custody? Yes or no? Was he at any time outside?
No is the answer.
Thank you.
Yes, just one question. I'm sure at the time Okudenye was brought to a correctional facility. I'm sure at the time it was brought to the correctional facility, the issue of whether he was convicted as male or female was determined.
On the 13th, sir, during admissions.
It's a yes or no. We know the story at this stage.
Okay. Sorry, sir.
Conviction.
Sorry, sir. We admit people with what they got comes up. Whatever is in the warrant is what we admit. We don't add, we don't report.
What was on the warrant?
Male.
I told you the issue is clear. I told we are within the box that he is male. Nigeria does not, there is no law in Nigeria that recognizes transgender. All the thing you are talking about, anyway, I'll leave it to the chairman for the ruling. But the issue is that there is no law in Nigeria today that talks about the transgender. So you are male or you are female. And the conviction, the sentence you had, will always show those details. That ABC is convicted, is male, and then you take the person to the precise place it should be. So anyway, I'm sure we'll have better questions to ask your superior.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and my distinguished colleagues. Is it, sir?
I just sent small, but I didn't send anyone for this.
Let me put the record straight. Basically, we are here mainly because of you and EFCC. Because whatever happens to EFCC and prisons, Nigeria will be bleeding. I can tell you that. And your oath, whatever you tell us here, and let the public know, this committee is not taking side. We will do justice, and that is why we are here. So don't misunderstand us. We won't take side. We are going to do justice. I want to ask you something, sir. Are you under suspension?
No letter was given to me to that effect.
Are you under suspension?
There was a press release by the National Daily and News that I and my colleague, Maximum, and some others have been suspended.
Were you given reasons for your suspension?
No reason was given.
No reason. So they just serve you a letter and tell you to go home.
They didn't serve me a letter, sir.
Are you on suspension? You said yes.
In social media suspension, if I have the data, hello sir, sorry. It's not a why have the data?
Order.
I'm a law. Hello sir. If I have the data, I'm a law-abiding citizen of Nigeria. If I have the data, I will not appear here on you.
You see, one house, please. I would like you to help us. You are here to give us evidence. We are here to discuss with you and investigate this matter. What you think, what we think that you could have done wrong might also be wrong in the eyes of the law. So we need you to speak the truth to us. Finally, are you on suspension?
The suspension was a press release.
Order, please.
I'm not under suspension.
Please. I think we should stop so far with him. We will get to the issue of suspension. Because we also have a press release here suspending about 3 or 4 of the officers, signed by the Secretary of Civil Defense, Correction, Fire, Immigration Board, Jafaru Ahmed. That's the man that signed it. I think he's here too. Is the secretary here? So we will get to the issue of suspension and know the reason why they were suspended, and also look at the laws and the procedure and order for suspension. So you may wish to submit the documents you have and step down so that we can take the next person. So, clerk, please call the next person.
Mr. Chairman, with your permission, sir, we are supposed to take the Assistant Controller Lagos ACG, then Rabi Freedom. Ben Rabi Freedom.
Is this the man in charge of the maximum?
Ben Rabi Freedom is free man, please.
Yeah, free man.
Free man. No, sir.
The chairman, co-chairman.
Clerk, have you administered the oath?
You say after me, sir.
I, ACG, Ben Rabbi Freedom,
do solemnly swear.
do solemnly swear that the evidence I shall give to this committee shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So that
We don't have time again, so I have to be snappy.
Mr. Chairman, I'm yielding the mic.
Mr. Chairman, the co-chair, honorable members, Controller General of Correction, Chairman EFCC, ladies and officers, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ben Rabbi Smith, Assistant Controller General of Correction, in charge of Zone A. Zone A covers Lagos State and Ogun State. I was the Controller of Correction, in fact, the immediate first Controller of Correction in charge of Lagos State. Mr. Chairman, I have 20 years corporate experience. Controller of Correction in 3 commands, and I've been at 8 custodial centers and facilities across the country. On the 12th of April 2024, at about 15:30 hours, I got a call from the Deputy Controller of Correction in charge of the medium security custodial center that it is Okuneye Olarewaju, popularly known as Bobrisky, have been sentenced at Federal High Court Ikoyi, and that they are on their way to Ikoyi Custodial Center with a large crowd. The crowd of fans at the court premises followed them to Ikoyi Custodial Center, and it was such that the facility Ikoyi in the center of the town, sandwiched by urbanization, the traffic jam, the great crowd within that Ikoyi access got up to Fadomo, and immediately that were returning from court could not have access to our facility. On the strength of that, pursuant to Road 163, Sub F, the Nigerian Correctional Service standing up, I authorized in writing a letter backed by a warrant. The letter, I'd like to report that movement of an inmate from one facility to the other must carry a warrant, a valid warrant. That warrant is called for 5 and 5A. Transferring him to medium security custodial center to Ikoyi. That seemed to for operational and security reasons, because it was very congested and there were a lot of concerns for the security implications. I'd like to confirm to this honorable committee that on the 12th he was moved to Ikoyi. That same 12th, he spent about 3-4 hours in Ikoyi. He got to Ikoyi and he was admitted. He stayed in Ikoyi medium for very 10 days. And I had to move him. I caused to move him out of Ikoyi medium to Ikoyi maximum, exercising my powers as provided in rules. Because the Controller General of Correction transmitted a call to me that there was a trending video on social media that Bobrisky donated some plastic chairs to our facility, and he asked me to find out, address the matter, and report back to me. On the strength of that directive, very firm directive, I rushed down to Ikoyi medium, and I confirmed that 21 plastic chairs were donated to the facility. On further inquiry, it was confirmed that those chairs were donated by relations of Bobrisky. Granted, the officer in charge, who is the deputy controller, got permission for me to travel to write an exam at the Jebigo Town. So I entered the yard and I did 2 things. Firstly, I ordered that those chairs be removed from a visiting hall outside the premises where the people are preset, and they should be taken out of circulation. Secondly, I had to go to the cell to see Bobrisky, and I told him that we will not accept any donation from a family or friend or himself to our facility henceforth, because it may create a very faulty impression about the reputation and integrity of the correctional service. Secondly, I effected the transfer. I ordered his immediate transfer from medium to maximum.
How was it transferred? Did you carry him in your private vehicle to the maximum, or did you not?
I followed them to maximum. The vehicle will be in transferring because of the urgency.
Where was he? Was he in your vehicle, or was he in the official vehicle of your district?
He was in my official vehicle, the operational pilots, because courts were in session and the other operational vehicles, because of the seriousness of the matter, I had to, the courts have, the inmates have gone to court with other vehicles.
Is it official vehicle or your private vehicle?
Operational vehicle. I have a flag card, the staff card with the flag, but I went to that facility since it was operational, with an operational unit, official operational unit. I ordered the staff officer in Kirikiri medium. Normally, if you are transferring an email with a letter and the transfer warrant, there must be an escort. All the proper documentation were done for him to be transferred, the gate, the record of him, and everything that has to do with his transfer, is available.
He has been tendered. Have you submitted those things?
It's been tendered.
Okay.
It's been tendered. So, the 22nd, we moved under my supervision because the Contragenera was monitoring the development. We had to move into maximum. He stayed in maximum from 22nd of April to the 5th of August when he was discharged from lawful custody upon expiration of his legal term. And with profound respect, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to clarify the issue of keeping Bobrisky in a single cell. Bobrisky stays in P Ward. P Ward has a capacity of 240. He stayed in room 2. There are many single cells in Apple, and it is a standard practice in the correctional service to classify them. We saw in Bobrisky a special case, especially in the sense that he's a transgender, and allow him to stay in a general cell with other inmates could create a bigger problem. Firstly, it could be bullied, it could be violated, and it will be a major problem for us. And it's important to tell this committee that Bobrisky was not the only person staying in single cell. There are many inmates staying in single cell. We have a very important case we managed again. The same week Bobrisky came to Kirikiri meeting, we admitted, I have the warrant, we admitted another inmate from a certain part of the country, a trailer driver, and it is a hemophilia. Our men in Kirikiri medium were very dutiful and professional, and they were able to search, and they detected that it's a hemophilia. He had the male organ and he had the female organ. That inmate stayed in Kirikiri medium from April to September. He just discharged from our facility. A trailer driver, and the charge is for stealing. He appeared before emergency court and they remanded him. And the deputy controller in charge did a professional job alongside his team. And they kept that inmate in a single cell. They kept the inmate in a single cell. Because if you don't do that, there is classification of inmates in every facility. And the inmate is the same inmate could not, an indigent inmate could not get a lawyer. The deputy controller in charge, medium deputy controller, would sign approval for him. Got a legal representative to help that indigent inmate and approach the magistrate. The person went to court to see the magistrate until the inmate was discharged from the facility. This is the letter he wrote and the warrant of that inmate. Who is a hemophilia? The chairman, we never took Bobrisky out of our facility. We never took Bobrisky out of our facility from the 12th of April to the 5th of August. In fact, even when there was a need for medical attention, because I got
very firm instruction from the Controller that we should do our work professionally because of the reputation of the service. Thus, at the point there was a need for reference by our regulation, the controller, only the controller can give approval for an inmate to be taken, giving referral to another hospital. But I never gave any approval for Bobrisky even to get medical assistance outside. We have a clinic in maximum. Our doctors there and a medical, they manage to continue there. They never let the facility. I say on good. He said in a facility. Were you suspended too? I'm not suspended. I'm not under suspension.
Not even with the press release?
No, I'm not.
It didn't affect you?
No, it didn't affect me. I supervised.
Okay, members, we have had him. Do you still have other things to say, or can you round up so that we can take one or two questions?
Yeah, I have a concern, Mr. Chairman, because I just got information today from one of my officers in charge of the facility that there's a trending story. Because it's important we begin to address this thing. Going forward, there's a trending story of a high-profile inmate that was moved from a particular state in this country to our facility, and that there's another trending story that inmate was taken from our facility in a particular state to an apartment close to the prison. And as the story is gaining traction, they come to you very soon and to this honorable committee. So we do our work professionally because the service have very tolerance for all forms of professional conduct, unethical conduct, and those tasks. To manage an inmate in custody, so many hands are involved. An officer in charge of a facility cannot take an inmate out of the cell, out of the yard.
This one you are talking about now is not why we are here. So let us deal with this one that has brought us here and conclude it. So can we take just three direct questions to him? Let me start from Gio.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Sir, you mentioned that because of the urgency, you had to move in with your official operational vehicle. Can you tell us what this urgency was about? What was the urgency, sir?
The urgency is that my principal, the Controller General of Correction, was on me monitoring that development. And I consulted with him. He gave me approval to transfer him. It may just you. Kirikiri medium and maximum is within the same range. It's barely to 200 meters from Kirikiri medium to maximum. So the officer in charge was not on ground. He traveled with my express permission. And I was the command controller there. And once it's now I'm
Sir, the urgency. The other officer says for security reasons. You came, you said the urgency. Can you explain to this honorable committee? Define this urgency for us.
The urgency, with respect, Mr. Chair, the urgency is that there's a trending story on social media that has attracted the attention of the Controller General, and they have asked me to address that matter. So I had to set the transfer, and the staff from
the trading. Okay, so the trading story was about the chairs.
The training story was about the chairs
that were donated.
That were donated by his relations or friends who came the previous day, and the chairs in the visitors room were not enough.
Okay, so now whenever an officer on duty has to go for another course, is there nobody that usually takes over from him that can assist them?
Yeah, there's no problem.
So in this case, why did it have to be you to come in and move Bobrisky with your official operational vehicle?
It has to be made because I got directives from my Controller General.
And
in your own assessment, sir, you are an officer. Was there a particular threat at that moment that would have led to the breakdown of law and order, or people coming in to break into your facility? Because you have still not defined the urgency for us. We want to know, because your vehicles moved other inmates to court. You had to rush down there. On your way to that facility, did you meet some group of people trying to vandalize your facility? Because we are trying to understand these urgencies. Just go ahead, sir. You want to tell us? Yes. Okay.
The provision of a standing order allows the controller, rule 163, allows the controller to move everything for security and administrative reasons. In this circumstance, the Controller General Court, I got the information about this check.
Okay, let's move to another question. So when you came, those chairs that were donated, were they moved out of the facility immediately, or those chairs were still there?
They were moved immediately. In fact, I told you I took two actions, two equally important actions. Firstly, I went with copy of my PR and some deputy controllers. I ordered that those chairs be removed from the visiting hall because it was becoming an embarrassment to the service.
Were they donated to the orphans, or you have kept them somewhere to be used on a separate day?
No, I didn't donate them to. I didn't donate them to the orphans. I asked them to remove. I gave the instruction and they complied. To the best of my knowledge, those chairs were moved out of the facility. They were moved as of them, and the deputy controller can confirm.
Where are the chairs? Where are the chairs now? Where are the chairs?
It's a chair. I gave, as a command controller,
yes,
I gave direction. And
when you gave instruction for those chairs to be moved, to who?
They moved out those chairs because when I entered, they moved the chairs out of the facility.
To where?
Well, those chairs were an embarrassment to us.
Yeah, to where? Did you have them to just throw them on that?
I asked them to move those chairs. I didn't confiscate them.
So you are not found out if they are still in your facility?
I asked them to take those chairs out of the facility.
So will you be surprised if I show you pictures now that those chairs are still in your facility?
I'll be surprised.
You'll be surprised. So check. We will leave that chairman here.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, honorable colleagues. My name remains Honorable Amo Bigodino. I represent Nigeria through the good people of Isukwato and Umungochi. Constituency, I'm from Abia State. Controller, I just have one question. Assistant Controller,
yes.
You said that Bobrisky is a homophrodite. You said it.
No,
transgender of another person.
Mr. Chair, as Bobrisky is a transgender, the next thing, we had another image we admitted that the second image is the hermaphrodite, and I have his 100.
Okay, thank you.
We'll bring the break now and the rest will be seen.
Mr. Chairman, Co-Chairman, Honorable Colleagues, I remain Ogil David Agada, member representing Ojuobifera constituency. I'm from Benue State. Assistant Controller General, first I really want to appreciate the light you've thrown to the whole scenario, but I want to also put something straight here. We have a constitution that backed us as a nation. The 1999 constitution as amended. Some of these, your findings, whether transgender or whatever other case, is not recognized by our constitution. These are your special discovery in the area of a field that you are managing professionally. I want this to be made to rest before it will be, attached to all of us seated here today. That is, by the way, we've come on oversight to those correctional facilities. And personally, I can attest to it. Even while we are speaking here, some will be thinking maybe the medium, prison, and the maximum is something that have this time. It's just a stone throw. We worked there. We worked from the medium down to the maximum, to the women. This is female. From female, we went to the maximum. It's just something whatever. It's not something very far away. And we saw some of these cells by ourselves. The only thing I was keen about, I was listening carefully for me to hear, is if this Mr. Ogune was actually taken off the facilities totally. But you have left it. So I needed to say this so some of our police will understand that we were there. And I saw it for myself. I saw something different, I will say it. We saw some high-profile people, high-profile committed emails there. We requested for them. We saw them. These were some of the emails they told us that they are in custody. But we saw them. I won't mention their name for obvious reason. And then some of these things that are being said are also of high security intel. It's because we are following the directive of Mr. Chairman. Some of these things will have been better in an executive session so that we can hit them one after the other. But be at its way. There are some other issues really to be looked into. You see, we have one of the officers that came on board. The question was thrown to him: are you suspended or you are not suspended? The question was not well answered. These are some things that you yourself, as someone who is heading that region, should clarify as well. So we want to know, was there disciplinary measures put in place as a result of this trending issue we are investigating now? Is something that can come from a preview before even the Controller General will now make an assessment to it. So we need you to clarify that, what you are doing regarding this video. The other aspect I will hold on until the EFCC people comes on board. But so far so good, you have clarified some of the issues. But on that aspect, we need you to clear it as one of the high-ranking officers stated today. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, my name is Honorable Dr. Emily, and I represent the people of Akamba and Biase, Cross River State. Let me just collaborate with what my colleague has said, because I was also in the entourage that visited their facility a few days ago. Yes, the creativity we saw there was impressive. But you are under investigation now. The integrity is at stake. You must prove that Bobrisky at no time was he taken out of your facility. The officer before you has shown that the 10 days he spent in the medium security facility had a history of visitors. Can you also prove that when he was taken to the maximum security prison, he has a history of his visitors? Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Chairman, yes, the first question about the suspension of the two deputy controllers. I can confirm that there's a press release from our board suspending 4 officers, including the two that are heading to the medium and maximum. But as I speak now, they are yet to be served with a formal official letter about the suspension. That's why they are still in full uniform. Because of the allegations of corruption invested of Bobrisky. I'm shifting up the this is deputy controller.
Can you conclude?
Yes, I will provide respect. Mr. Chairman and co-chairman, I'd like to reiterate the fact that we did our job to the best of our ability. And Bobrisky had been in a custody from the 12th of April to the 5th of August when he was properly discharged. In both freedom and maximum facility curriculum, we have impeccable records of all the management, including visitors. One, the biometric of Bobrisky is in maximum, is in medium, and is in equally. Those documents are before they come. We brought back some of them much earlier. And I thought they shared it to members of the committee.
Are you telling us on oath now that you did not collect any money to effect that transfer, urgent transfer you did with your official car?
Mr. Chairman, for logistic challenge, I'd like to inform this member committee. I've had for several to use my official operational car for court duty. At times, I took the vehicle from Ikoyi when I was controller from Alagon Place to go to Ikoyi to assist because of the challenge of active shortage of them. So it was not out of place for me to, and given the fact that it was next door to move to the place. Because if I didn't do that, the Controller General would have sanctioned me because he asked me to address this matter. Let's not think this story.
It's okay. It's okay. Let's have the man in charge of maximum. Let's have the man in charge of maximum.
Mr. Chairman, may I have your permission to put him on outside? Mr. Chairman, sir. Aye.
You solemnly swear that the evidence that I give to this committee shall be the truth, the whole truth, and the truth. So,
please, you have 10 minutes.
All protocol. I, EFCC, took over the maximum of their safety on the 9th of June 2024 on transfer from May to I'm not the one that received for this opinion on transfer for video. It was received by a retired EFCC who I took over from. God is alive. And I managed this opinion under my work from the 9th of June to 5th of August when they discharged me accordingly. Discharge warrant, the discharge certificate is here, submitted. The original warrant, it is here, submitted as well. And I took pay, gather all the receipt cards, right away from the month of April, May, June, and July. Because the records are in here. All these documents were submitted, sir.
Okay, Patrick.
Thank you, my chair. Esteemed colleagues. Well, unfortunately, this is not supposed to be your question. I have argued it with your superior. Since you're here, now it seems a caricature of Nigerian Correctional Service that there will be a press release suspending officers and your superior steps up here or steps out here and says they have not been personally served, so they are still in uniform. Is that how it works there?
Sir, this is a regimental service. If you are not very questionable of the body, one might say the refuge. Honestly, it's like everybody had on the paper. But here, that myself and my colleague from New York are suspended. But up to today, there's no letter to prepare.
Have you taken steps to verify if you are still in service or suspended from service? As a dutiful officer?
As a dutiful officer, if somebody is on suspension that is entering such a custodial institution with immediate effect, there will be somebody to replace him. So far, there's nobody here to take over for me as you maintain the ground for the safety of the country.
So can you confirm that suspension was a pass?
Not yet in that, but as on paper, I hope.
No, are you confirming? I think that is important. Are you confirming with this parliament that the suspension was fake? What paper? The press is saying signed by somebody of Nigerian Correctional Service. Do you know the officer that signed the suspension? What? Do you know? There are not signed but and then what I signed and are you aware of any suspension?
I'm aware of this, like I said, suspending myself and my colleagues.
You confirm that suspension was banned?
Like I said,
yes or no?
Today, the visit for the country now today. Everything is put on
so that we can, on the issue of EFCC, we just hear from the prosecutor and also hear from the man representing the chairman.
That's the order of the presentation. We are in Secretary, Civil Defense Correction, Fire and Immigration Law, Jafaru Ahmed here. Jafaru Ahmed, the Board Secretary. Jafaru Ahmed. With your permission, Mr. Chairman, can I invite the Controller, Nigeria Correctional Service, Mr. Aliru Nababa, to kindly come back to the city to continue.
Audio man. Stella.
Audio man.
My name is Bobrisky has started his actually true. There is no time that Bobrisky can completely outside. The federal issue of precious. The officer concerns were duly suspended by the board to give way to investigation. That is what we have now. They are let us inform to it because it was on Friday. Let us inform to it about the board. That's it.
Yeah.
Also very.
Do I have the permission to invite the next may I humbly invite Mr. Rotimi Oyedeko, the son, the EFCC representative. Rotimi Oyedeko. Mr. Chairman, sir.
Now, all right. Honorable Chairman and Co-Chairman, Mr. Rotimi Oyedeko, I think there's a bit of a mix-up here. Rotimi Oyedeko isn't the prosecutor who handled this case in court. The prosecutor is here. Yes, not Rotimi Oyedeko. So if the committee wants her to make a presentation, she's here, but not Rotimi Oyedeko. She was not the one. But I would like to also. Yes, the prosecutor is here. Yes. Thank you.
What's her name? Hey, but
Yes.
Before we take listening to her, the Controller General, you have to make available the CCTV camera recordings showing Mr. Idris in the correctional facility in that maximum within that duration. You have to prepare it and also take that it to us when he arrived at the facility and when he was discharged. Take note of that.
Mr. Chairman, can we proceed? Please, see after me.
I, Ikisu Buhari, do solemnly swear that the evidence I shall give to this committee shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God. Honorable Chairman, sir, and honorable members of the committee, standing on all existing protocol. Sir, the Special Duty Legal of the Lagos Directorate received the case files of Idris Okuneye, aka Bobrisky, on the 4th of April 2024. After receipt of the case file, my team sat down to come up with the case plan and proceed with the case. That in the course of carrying out the commission in a bid to curb the mutilation and naira abuse, set up a special task force to look into this offense. And Bobrisky was apprehended in the course of it. Sir, in the case file, the statement of the ex-convict confessed earlier that Bob Express is not registered school that is special control unit against money laundering because I'm not aware of it. Ignorance of the law is not an excuse, which informed our decision to charge him for not rendering returns contrary to the Money Laundering Act, Section 6(1), and punishable under Section 19 of the same. However, on the 5th of April 2024, we moved the motion for the Honorable Court to hear the matter because it was a petition matter, and we were granted leave to proceed with trial. Notwithstanding the unequivocal confession of ex-convict convicting essential ingredients in counts 5 and 6 of the charge, and having indicated willingness to plead guilty to counts 1 and 4 of the charge, which has to do with mutilating of the naira currency, the prosecution in total fidelity and conduct its oath and strict adherence to professional practice of not only disclosing exculpatory documents in defense, having received a report of investigation activities from SCUMO, which showed that Bob Express is not a designated non-financial business and profession, decided to drop counts 5 and 6 of the charge in the interest of justice and fair hearing, without any inducement or prompting of any sort from the defense, and in line with the mandate of the Special Task Force against naira abuse. We attached the response from SCUMO. We also attached the charge showing counts 1 to 6. There was no amendment of charge. The dropping of counts 5 and 6 was done in court because the ex-convict elected to plead guilty to counts 1 and 4, which had to do with naira abuse. In any event, counts 5 and 6, which had to do with not rendering returns to SCUMO, showed that it was not the Bob Express which he used to pay. It's not a designated non-financial business and profession. That's what informed our decision to block count 5 and 6. An amendment of charges is not alien to practice, particularly sections 216 of Act 2015. It is also noteworthy that the alteration made by the prosecution did not contravene any provision of the extant policies of the Commission and its standard operating procedures. We have amended charges severally in court when the need arises. Steps taken by the prosecution in this proceeding, dropping counts 5 and 6, which is akin to amendment of the charges, can take place at any time before judgment. It's not alien, as the Commission has, in numerous instances, had cause to amend, add, or subtract from the body of the counts of the charge preferred against defendants, and this will not be the last. We attached records of proceedings of the court showing how we arranged the defendant in court. To show that the ex-convict there was no cohort between prosecution and defense, the ex-convict even appealed the judgment of the court. If there was any interaction or any agreement, he would have gotten what he wanted and he couldn't have appealed. We also have the notice of appeal by ex-convict attached to her. We also attached a copy of the charge, the record of proceedings, and the member section special task force that investigated the case of the ex-convict. I want to state categorically that there was no form of financial inducement to any member of the commission, especially the prosecution team, in respect of this matter. All we did was carry out our duty as regards to our core values of professionalism and the ethics that I took as a legal practitioner to prosecute and not prosecute anybody. We are most people.
Are you done? Okay, can you send out the documents you have? Okay, dear colleagues, do you have anybody who wants to ask? The 2 count charges. Okay, can you explain more why the money laundering charges, why it was dropped?
Okay, sir. As I said earlier, when we were analyzing the case file to prepare our charges, the purpose of the charges in the first place was to charge for naira abuse and mutilation of naira currency. But then the defendant confessed that Bob Express, he attached a statement wherein he preferred this confession. Then Bob Express is not registered with SCUMO, Special Control Unit Against Money Laundering. And knowing that we can convict on a confessional statement, we went ahead to include counts 5 and 6 in the charge. But when he elected to plead guilty in court in the morning, and happened at the back of our response from the Special Control Unit Against Money Laundering, saying that the Bob Express that we're charging for not rendering returns is not qualified to be a designated non-financial business and profession as provided under the Money Laundering Act.
Is it clear now? Okay. Do you have any other person? Okay. If we don't have any other person, I think EFCC, what they have is the main allegation against them is dropping of this charge. That they collected money to drop the money laundering charge, which she has said emphatically that they did not collect money. It's left for the committee to do our own investigation to know what they are saying, whether it's the fact or not. She has also said originally it was 6 count. They were charging for 6 counts, but she has explained why they had to drop the money laundering charge. So on that note, dear colleagues, the day is fast-spent. I want one of us to move that we adjourn. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Mike, come on, give him the mic.
Okay, can you? Yeah.
That was all. Oh, sorry, sir.
I do solemnly swear that the evidence I shall give to this committee shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So that the chairman and the co-chair of the Joint Committee for the investigation of this disturbing allegation of corruption against the EFCC and other government agencies. I stand here today. My name is Michael, the Chief of Staff to the Executive Chairman. I stand to represent him. He says his sincere apologies for not being here due to the exigencies of duty that came called, though he will have wished to be here. The letter of investigation into this very deep and disturbing allegation, we would like to just make this presentation on behalf of the Executive Chairman very quickly. Our attention was drawn to the viral video published by one Martins, Vincent Ute, aka Very Dark Man VDM, wherein it is Olarowaju, Okeneya, aka Bobrisky, and ex-convicts alleged that the officials of the commission received the sum of 15 million naira to drop money laundering counts in charge FRN versus Okuneye Idris Olarowaju. In the same video, the publisher, the Very Dark Man, revealed that Bobrisky made this presentation to an undisclosed friend of his, whom he intended to receive a financial support from. Attached here is a copy of the charge we have marked as Enclosure 1. Given the gravity of the offense, which touches on our core value as a commission, it touches seriously on our core value, and we do not take kindly to the integrity of the commission, one of the best all over the world and in Africa. For our integrity to be touched. Given this value of integrity, courage, professionalism, and collaboration, the Executive Chairman promptly constituted a team to investigate the claim and equally issued a statement through his various social media accounts to that effect. While the investigation is still ongoing, the Executive Chairman received from this Honorable House an invitation directing his appearance and the concerned officers of the Commission before this Honorable Committee for an investigative hearing. Upon close scrutiny and analysis of that video that gave rise to this investigative hearing, the Commission observed the following: that the published
and widely circulated video contained a private conversation between the ex-convict and a yet-to-be-identified individual who, in an attempt to obtain monetary benefit, alleged the compromises and the compromise of the officers of the Commission, the Nigerian Correctional Service, a private legal practitioner, Femi Falana SAN, and a private and FAS, the bad guy. That in an attempt to induce and convince the yet-to-be-identified individual into parting with his money, the ex-convict alleged that the sum of 15 million naira was demanded by the officers of the Commission to drop the count of money laundering counts in counts 5 and 6 of the charge sheet, and that he could not transfer the said sum from his account because of the investigation, thereby inferring that the said account was frozen. That at the time he was demanding for this money and claimed his accounts were frozen or under investigation, the Commission never, at no time in the course of investigation, placed the account of the ex-convicts under postal debit. His account was never frozen throughout the period of investigation. Whereas the ex-convict mentioned the names of his friends who raised various sums of money and credited same to the account of his brother. The names of the officers of the Commission that allegedly collected the bribe were not disclosed by the ex-convicts. Also, the mode, the place, date and time of the delivery of the alleged bribe or to an account where it was paid was not disclosed by the ex-convicts. Arising from the above observation, the Commission wishes to state categorically as follows. In view of the prevalent nature of the currency, mutilation and abuse of the naira, which has been expressly criminalized by Section 21 of the CBN Act 2027, the Commission, in a bid to curb the said offences and in the discharge of its statutory duty, set up a special task force via a memo by the Executive Chairman to all its directorates. Now, attached here is also a copy of the said memo marked as Enclosure 2. As a result of the setting up of this special task force and the vigorous sensitization, investigation and prosecution, a number of convictions were secured, which has significantly stemmed this dangerous tide of abuse of the naira, which all Nigerians are witness today. It was in the course of carrying out its mandate that the Special Task Force of the Commission Lagos Directorate received intelligence which revealed 4 different videos of gross abuse of the naira notes perpetrated by the ex-convict, which warranted his investigation and prosecution. That on the 12th of April 2024, the ex-convict, while undergoing investigation, in his extrajudicial statement, confessed clearly inter alia, Bob Express is not registered as SCUMO, Special Control Unit Against Money Laundering. I'm not aware. Hence the inclusion of count 5 and 6, due to his own confession that Bob Express is not registered. So the prosecutors had to now include all of this and then did a further check on that. Now, in the body of the charge, this was included wherein the defendant, now ex-convict, was alleged to have failed to submit to SCUMO a declaration of his activity, which is contrary to Section 6(1) of the Money Laundering Prevention and Prohibition Act 2022, and punishable under Section 19 of the same Act, in addition to the substantive offence of tampering with the naira note as contained in count 4, for count 1 to 4. However, on the 5th of April 2024, notwithstanding the unequivocal confession of the ex-convict, admitting the essential ingredients of in count 5 and 6 of the charge, and having indicated willingness to plead guilty to count 1 and 4 of the charge, the prosecution, in total fidelity and candor to its oath and strict adherence to professional practice of not disclosing documents to their defense, having received a report of the investigation and activities from SCUMO, which showed that Bob Express is not a designated non-financial business and profession, decided to drop counts 5 and 6 of the charge in the interest of justice and fair hearing, without any inducement or prompting of any sort from the defense, and in line with the memoranda of the special, with the mandates of the special task force against Naira abuse. We have this also attached here and marked as Annexure 3. That the Honourable House is invited to note that alteration, amendment, addition of charges is known to law. Very known to law. Particularly Section 216 of the Administration of Criminal Justice Act 2015. It also noteworthy to note that it is also noteworthy here to note that the alteration made by the prosecution did not contravene any provision of the external policies of the Commission, nor a standard operating procedure. That in the steps taken by the prosecution in proceeding to drop count 5 and 6, which is akin to amendment of the charges, can take place at any time before judgment is not alien, as the Commission has in numerous instances caused charges to be amended. You can see our attachment as enclosure 4. The Honourable House is urged to use its constitutional power to ensure that corruption and other vices are exposed, investigated, prosecuted, and also ensure that patriotic and dedicated officers are not blackmailed, demonized, and demoralized for faithfully serving and carrying out their lawful duties. That the Commission has been consistent in its advocacy, calling on all public with credible information on any alleged act of corruption involving any of the staff to come forward with evidence. This, the public is urged to do responsibly. Short of the ex-convicts and other accusers openly naming the officers of the Commission to whom they allege gave the bribe of 15 million naira in order to reduce and influence the dropping of counts 5 and 6 of the charge, bordering on money laundering, it is reasonable to infer that the ex-convict merely made up the story to convince the yet-to-be-identified person he was speaking with in order to obtain financial favor under the pretext by dropping the name of the Commission. We wish to draw the attention of the Honourable House to the fact that the onus of proving this grievous allegation against officers of the Commission rests squarely on the accusers in this case, the ex-convicts and the buried man. It is noteworthy that the Commission extends an invitation to the ex-convict and the buried man to come and assist the Commission in unraveling the identities of the officers of the Commission to whom the alleged bribe of the sum of 15 million naira was paid. Regrettably, up till this moment, none of them have honored the invitation. While appreciating the seriousness attached to this incident and the noble steps taken by this Honourable House to unravel a truth contained in this allegation in the viral video for the sanctity of the institution and the nation Nigeria, the Commission wishes to assure this Honourable House and the general public that on our part, we are committed to getting to the root of this matter and appropriate actions will be taken accordingly. In conclusion, the Commission is appealing to the general public to desist from attaching parochial sentiment and unfounded assumption to actions taken by patriotic and dedicated officers in the course of discharging their duties in the interest of the nation. Accept the assurances of the Executive Chairman, highest regard. Thank you.
No.
We will be presenting a copy of this presentation and all of the attachments to this.
Just hand it over to the clerk.
Thank you.
We have all listened to the chairman presented by his chief of staff. Let us, Honorable David.
The main of David and Dada, representing once again, Mr. Chairman, Co-Chairman, Honorable colleagues, the officers of the Operational Center, the two of us out to the EFCC, and other distinguished here present.
I haven't heard your submission on behalf of the chairman of EFCC. We were already at the closed section towards the point of chairman of this committee to make something before this was submission. I would have loved this submission to come before even the prosecutor. Let me ask it straight. Like you already know, we are all here to make sure that justice is served. Secondly, we are all here to make sure that our institutions that are trying their best to put this country in a better shape, just like Mr. President have assured us of the global agenda that we are all in, to make sure that these things go on well. That's why we're all seated here. Thirdly, for me, as a member of this committee, I've already made my submission to chairman. Some of these whole allegations and whatever have been said today is centered on one person, and that is Mr. Okunaye. I don't want to mention the other one you are mentioning. It's he. I don't know him. Even what is written here is he. So I am going by what I think you are looking for. I will send you back to Andrew. So he centers on him, and I want to submit this way: that this investigation will have more meaningful impact when we have him on the ground before us. Secondly, to have the alleged person who is in that tune of that conversation, that they were all communicating together on the floor. With all these people, then we'll be able to really see what is really happening, so that they can look into our book and say, this Mr. A was whom this was given to, Mr. B this was given to. So I will want you to also have yourself in that, in terms of those issues of dropping camp charges or not. It's also on that same Mr. Idris to authenticate. We have heard from every quarter. So, Mr. Chairman, I want to submit that we adjourn to have Mr. Idris on ground, and then with the other counterpart we discuss with. We already have Vincent on ground. We have already all the submissions have been made, so that it will help us to get to the root of this, and then we will leave it at all. Thank you so much.
Okay, if you want to say something at least, let us allow him to say something. Are you asking a question?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, just 1 minute.
All right, with the permission of the chairman, when Oga was talking, he read from his paper. So one thing I know about investigation and when it comes to cases, when there's a suspect, the suspect will be assigned an IPO. The IPO is the one that investigates the case and then makes a report. Now, I want to know if what he's reading is a report that was made from IPOs or an investigation that he did on a 100%. Now, what I'm saying is it is possible that the IPO was the one that actually received. Now, in order to know this, the account number that he used to collect money from, the person that reported to me, is a Kuda bank account and his brother's account. That account number needs to be investigated. The money that came into it, the money that left it. Not just that, the money that was withdrawn, because sometimes, we dey show this and know sometimes, and we know if we transfer money to them, they no go agree. Right. So, it's possible that they withdrew money, their POS, or they withdrew cash and they pay. So, the people that should be there, sorry to let me not suggest, the person who I think should be there are the direct IPOs that reported to their organs on everything. That's what I think. Thank you, sir.
Okay, I think it's not there. The bone of contention is that a charge was dropped
in receipt of money. The charge was dropped because money exchanged hands. That is the allegation. But the prosecutor has given reasons why the charge was dropped. She gave reasons why the charge was brought in here in the first instance. If I understood her, she said it was based on the confession of the same Bobrisky. That was why it was brought in. And when they also saw this is why it should be removed, it was removed. And it is not against the law profession, according to what she has said. The conclusion of the matter. I agree with you that the account that received the money should be investigated. Let us know whether if you can get money today and transfer to this point. At this point, you trace it to that point, you trace it to the final point. Even if it is withdrawn cash, you will also know that it is withdrawn cash. So, Chairman EFCC, who is represented here, you should take note of that. We are taking note too. We have powers to scrutinize those accounts. And you can be sure, like I said earlier, that we are going to trace this the movement of these monies to the final destination. That is one. Secondly, there is the person who actually recorded that video, that audio. In our next sitting, it should be here. We need that person who did that recording. We need to have his number, the number that was called, and the number that called the number. This time around, phone numbers are registered. We'll be sure that the number that made the call belongs to Bobrisky. We'll also be sure that the number that received the call is here. We'll also approach the network providers for us to be sure that it is not artificially generated. So, having said that, to the man in charge of our correctional facilities, if you have listened carefully to what the man who is presenting the chairman said, he said that immediately they saw that viral video, they set up a team to investigate what happened and all that. So I don't know if you set up a team or if it is based on the team you set up that you arrive at the suspension of two of your colleagues, the man in charge of the medium and the man in charge of the maximum. Both of them were suspended. So I also don't know if you have set up a team. You have your own internal disciplinary mechanism of how to know whether these things are true or not. So what we are doing here, like our police are saying, is we want justice. If these people did not commit anything and you suspend them, you have not also served justice. And if you have suspended them, invariably what it is that you are confirming the allegations. You are confirming that these people actually took money and took these people to this and that. Yeah. So what I'm saying is that we have to look at this whole thing critically and be able to come up with the real truth in this matter. So on that note, I will invite our police to move, that we are adjourned.
Thank you, Coach Chapman. Honorable colleagues, invited guests. First and foremost, I think it's important to clarify that the issue of suspension rather came from the board. And we also invited the secretary of the board, who is not here, who is not present here right now. I think he's the person that can come and clarify the issue of suspension. And to the best of my knowledge, in some cases, you have to suspend officers to allow proper investigation. It is not as if
is a confirmation that they've actually done something wrong. But for you to clear the way for proper investigation. So I think it's important to clear the air to say that. And probably by the next sitting, as you have said, the Secretary of the Board of Corrections, Civil Defense, Immigration and Fire Service, who the press believes was threatened to on the suspension, will also be here to shed more light on the reasons why the suspension was suspended as well. So I think it's important to do that already.
So can somebody move that will adjourn Senator? We will inform you of the next date we are going to sit.
Co-chairman, honorable colleagues, guests here present. My name remains Ibe Opara Oso Ukabo and I represent the very prosperous people of Antigua and Barbados constituency. After a full deliberation of today and in mind that we still have a lot more work to do, I move that we adjourn today's hearing. Senator, I so move.
I so second. Thank you.
Co-chairman, distinguished colleagues, motion has been moved and seconded that we adjourn this hearing, sin and die, that the parties will be communicated the next hearing date. Those who are in favor say aye. Those who are against say nay. The ayes have it.
VDM. VDM. Dark man.